as we approach tip-off here today. Take a look at our Buffalo Wild Wings starting lineups. John, take us through it first for the Boilermakers.
Well, my key here is Vince Edwards. Vince Edwards is a guy that Fran McCaffrey has a lot of respect for, but he's also going to have the task of covering Jared Uthoff, a guy who has certainly lit things up for the Hawkeyes. And for Iowa, I also look at Adam Woodbury. You're going against the skyline. You've got to find a way to stay in this game, stay out of foul trouble. But at the same time, Dom Mule, his replacement, could be a difference maker in this game.
A.J. Hammonds for Purdue, Adam Woodbury for the Hawkeyes. Purdue 17-3, the Hawkeyes 15-3, and we're underway. Hawkeyes with it as we begin play. First touch for Jared Uthoff. Iowa starting 4 seniors, the lone junior. This man, Peter Jock, the fadeaway.
How about the confidence? Peter Jock's playing with some ridiculous swagger right now. He has come out on fire in the past few games. Shooting fadeaway jumpers, MJ style.
A career-high 29-point performance for Jock in a win at Rutgers on Thursday night. Here's Hammonds inside. Net by Woodbury, 7 to shoot, and it's pulled free. Jock will pull up free throw line.
Young children out there, you should watch that play. Play downhill, pull up from 15 feet. No reason to try to get to the glass there and shoot a bad shot.
And that bucket, John, coming off a Purdue turnover, something the Boilermakers have not been doing much lately. They've been taking care of the ball, but now 2 straight possessions, 2 turnovers as Johnny Hill walked. Corey and John with you courtside. Also joining us today here in Iowa City, we say good afternoon to Mike Hall.
Hey, gentlemen, you already talked about the big story coming into this game, the fact it's a rematch. The 19-point blown lead by Purdue was the worst in program history in a game they ended up losing. So the question is, what's their mindset heading into this game? After the game, Raphael Davis said, this is on me and the rest of the seniors. Today, I talked with Matt Painter. He said, while it did sting more than other losses because they felt they had the game in their hands, it was just another loss. And if they're going to try to win the Big Ten, they can't afford to lose both games to the Hawkeyes.
All right, Mike, thank you. Late clock. Didn't matter. Uthoff to 3, Iowa. What a start, 7-0 Hawkeyes.
And that's something that Matt Painter talked about. Look, we got to be concerned with Jared Uthoff. He can play horse with you. He can line up a shot right in his face, and he still buries it.
Clemens has his hand right in the face of Raphael Davis.
That's 2 great defenders right there.
Jock a near steal. Edwards, his 50th career start today, 17 points shy of 500. Down low, Swanigan with the left hand. Here's Gazelle wasting little time.
I think the matchup of Caleb Swanigan on Jared Uthoff to see Peter Jock pull another jumper, that's going to be a tough matchup for the Purdue Boilermakers in particular. I like defensively Uthoff on Swanigan. He's got the length. He can take that high-low away and really pressure, get the ball out of his hands. But I think Swanigan's going to have his hands full.
Foul was on Peter Jock after the missed shot, picks up the personal foul. You saw Fran McCaffrey seeking win number 112 here in Iowa City. He's coaching well over 600 games. His 20th overall season. 6th year here in Iowa City. Here's Hill in the paint, creating, and got the roll.
That's a tough finish. I think it's a tougher play than anyone realizes. Can you have 2 bigs on the block? Not a lot of room to work for the little guy.
Johnny Hill, his 6th straight start. He played terrific defense along with P.J. Thompson on Jaquan Lyle. They can't defend that. Uthoff his second 3.
You can't defend it, but look, you got to know where shooters are, and that's the difficulty of that matchup for Caleb Swanigan.
A whistle away from the ball, and a foul is going to be called on Iowa, and it's going to be on Uthoff. His first.
And these are tough ones. You got 2 big bodies fighting. And in some way, the new rules definitely give the advantage to the offensive player. I mean, there's 2 bodies leaning on each other. Thank God I could never play in the post. Holy smokes. That's a lot of effort.
Utah surpassed 1,000 career points in the win against Rutgers on Thursday. A three from the corner for Vince Edwards.
That's rare. Teams go over out of bounds underneath in shoot-arounds. Very rare to actually get a wide-open shot.
Nice answer by the Boilermakers, down by just 3. Utah blocked by Swanigan. And the freshman with the ball goes behind the back. And a no-look pass to Hammonds. How about the freshman Caleb Swanigan on that play?
Oh, man, somebody just got put on YouTube. Wow, Caleb Swanigan, give me a little something.
Utah over Swanigan, well off. Loose along the baseline. Woodbury diving on the deck, and Woodbury had possession and got the timeout. So we will step aside. Iowa ran out early, but Matt Painter's team coming back. Swanigan and company within 1 early on.
Put on YouTube. Holy smokes. Caleb Swanigan the block in transition around the back. No look. A.J. Hammonds. I didn't know he had it like that.
Caleb Swanigan, 7 double-doubles this season, tying a Purdue freshman record.
That was nice.
Utah off the inbounds pass, missed the shot, and Swanigan right on cue with the rebound. Johnny Hill up the floor, Hammonds up the floor, and Purdue takes the lead.
I mean, that escalated quickly.
Purdue 5 of 5 from the field. 7-0 Iowa to begin the game. The Boilermakers have answered. Mike Gesell did not score against Rutgers. He tweaked his hamstring in practice on Tuesday. Still had 9 assists in that win on Thursday night. He leaves it for Woodbury. Left it short, and all Purdue inside.
And that's having inside shot blocking presence. Adam Woodbury doesn't want any piece of that.
Edwards on Jock and got it to go.
Fran McCaffrey said that's a tough matchup, too. He has a lot of respect for Vince Edwards, what he can do offensively.
And it's a smart play, too, for Purdue as Gesell launches. That 3 rattled out. Jock has 1 foul already. So Edwards asking for the ball in the low post. He draws the second on Jock. That's a huge storyline. Swanigan for 3 to miss, and Gesell got up high for the rebound. And Johnny Hill to reach and the foul.
I just like the fact that Purdue is starting to play a little bit better in transition. You get more and more easy baskets if you have a guy like A.J. Hammonds who can run the rim. And you're going to see more of that when Hammonds is on the floor than you're going to see it with Isaac Haas. I think Isaac Haas has really improved that part of his game, but he just doesn't have the versatility of an A.J. Hammonds.
Speaking of the 7'2 sophomore, Haas on the floor, Hammonds on the bench. Anthony Clemens, the reverse, no, but a foul. Clemens fell down hard, but he's okay as he is helped up, and Clemens will shoot 2. Saw Fran McCaffrey earlier, and we see him again right now. 6th season with the Hawkeyes. You see the numbers. Iowa's 6-0 in league play. First time they've won their first 6 in the Big Ten since '87. Matt Painter, your number 11, seeking win number 230 with the Boilermakers here today.
You see A.J. Hammonds right back in this game. I don't think Matt Painter was happy with how Isaac Haas covered the ball screen. Put him in a tough situation, forced the foul. He's got to be in position early, take away that driving lanes. Matt Painter not happy with that.
So Haas comes out. Substitutions for both teams. Dom Ewell on for the Hawkeyes. Brady Ellingson on as well. Speaking of Ewell, as Clemens missed 2 free throws, but Iowa the ball and a fresh 30. Here's Gesell, and he was held by Dakota Mathias before the shot. Mathias also on the floor for the first time, and Mathias picks up the foul, the sophomore, his first.
I think Mathias on Gesell is a tough matchup, and I also think, as I said in the open, Dom Ewell, he really could be a difference maker at the 5 position. He's going to pull the bigs away from the basket. He makes a lot of perimeter jump shots.
Ewell up top. Hammond stumbled, regained his feet. And now the reset with Gesell. Dom Ewell, extra pass, Ellingson for 3.
That's pretty. That is really pretty. Getting the ball inside with the dribble drive, kicking it back out, making the extra pass, and Ellingson getting a little confidence, making a shot.
His first made basket, John, in the last 4 games. The missed inside, Gesell the rebound. Ellingson passed up the 3 to Ewell.
That was an almost heat check right there.
Ellingson met by Raphael Davis. Shot clock at 10. Utah fires the miss. Hammonds the rebound. A.J. Hammond surpassed 800 career rebounds in Purdue's win over Ohio State on Thursday. Edwards off the Hammond screen. Hammonds, that's a deep 2. Inside, Utah amongst the trees, got it up, no, but a foul.
Good patience
Hammonds and
by
Edwards
Jared.
were there defensively.
Good patience by Jared, Utah, but you got to like the ball movement from Iowa. You're going to get the ball inside the paint. This is where you want to get it. Get it inside the paint. And as we roll, watch the defense converge. Just freeze it there. Watch the defense converge on the ball. This puts the defenders in a scramble situation, making the extra pass. You get an open look. Give one of your good shooters a little bit of confidence.
Utah has now made 11 straight free throws as Hammonds picks up the foul, so Haas returns, as does Swanigan. What a luxury to have at your Matt Payne. You bring out a 7-footer, bring in a 7-footer, in this case, Haas 7'2", Swanigan 6'9".
That's not even a luxury. That's beyond a luxury. A luxury is having like a good 6'10" guy to back up a 7-footer. That's a luxury. You have a few redwoods down there.
Davis lost the ball. Saved by Ellingson. Third Purdue turnover. Ellingson, nobody picked him up for 3.
I like that from Ellingson. I mean, he was looking for that shot as he ran down the floor in transition. That changes the way the defense has to play it.
Skip past Davis. Nice save to Thompson. That ball was ticketed for the Iowa bench. Swanigan left open. He can hit that shot. Haas, good tap out. And Matthias resets.
If Fran McCaffrey had said, we got to find a way to rebound the ball, easier said than done. I mean, you can't zone them because against the zone, your bigs are in position offensively to rebound. Against the man, well, they always play train tracks. There's always a guy on the block, maybe somebody high-low. Hard to rebound against the man, too. You got trees like that. It's hard to rebound. Your guards have to do the job rebounding the basketball.
Ryan Klein checks in as Raphael Davis leaves. The foul was on Gazelle, his first. That's the 13th foul in Iowa. Thompson for 3. P.J. Thompson, some huge threes in the second half on Thursday. Knocks it down, and Purdue leads by 1.
I think P.J. Thompson's taking advantage of an opportunity where teams look at him and say, well, we're not going to cover him. We're not going to get beat down low. Well, he shot 40+% from the 3. He's really hurting teams.
Dom Ewell, improved three-point shooter, and shows it.
Oh, that's going to be the difference maker right there. If he can continue to hit that shot at the 5 position, pulling a guy like Isaac Haas away from the basket, you're going to get more and more opportunities at the rim for easy baskets.
Now 19 threes and 37 attempts. The missed 3, Ellingson the long rebound. Great start today. 2-point game, under 12 to play in the half. Ewell around Haas and scores.
All set up because he can make a 3-point shot. Haas has to respect the 3, which forces him to hug up, and he's no match for a guy like Dom Ewell out on the perimeter. Good ball pressure from Jared. Utah making it tough for Caleb Swanigan.
Sharpshooter Klein the miss. And Swanigan battling for the rebound, but lost it. So it'll be Hawkeye ball when we come back to Iowa City. This sold-out crowd enjoying it so far. It's a 4-point game early on.
Welcome back to Carver Hawkeye Arena, where the Iowa Hawkeyes hold a 4-point lead over the Boilermakers, and this is my difference maker of the day. It's going to be Dom Ewell. Dom Ewell's a guy, if he knocks down 3-point baskets at the 5 position, you're going to see more and more of this, him attacking the glass. And that's why we make him our Motel 6'6" man.
Dom Ewell adding 15 pounds of muscle this offseason, double figures in 3 of his last 4 Big Ten games. And you see the numbers for the sophomore so far this season. A year ago, again, limited time somewhat. 5 made threes all year, and now he has 19.
Very capable, though. Very good-looking shot. It really forces the defense to respect it.
Ewell attacking Haas, the miss. Rebound contested underneath, and it came to Nicholas Baer, but then pulled free to Matthias. E.J. Thompson coming off the bench for the 6th straight game. Johnny Hill to start at point once again. Here's Haas. Matthias passed up the 3. Thompson rejected by Bear.
First up, Matthias has to shoot that shot. I don't care what's happening. I don't care if you don't have any confidence in your shot, which he's got plenty of confidence. You've got to take that shot. You're one of the best shooters on the floor. Dakota Matthias has to shoot that ball.
Well, Matthias, John, did not score in 14 minutes against Ohio State. Things like that stay in your mind?
You know what? Yes. I mean, the game is very mental. Things like that do stay in your mind. But if anything, you want to see him take every opportunity he gets. That's a great look. You don't get many good looks in college basketball when you're a shooter. When teams know that you're a shooter, you stop getting good looks.
And he comes out of the game. Just 2 to shoot. Davis got it off in time. And Swanigan had it for a moment, but then the tap out to Thompson. Davis for 3. High arcing shot, and it goes.
Davis has had his struggles offensively. We know what he can do on the defensive end. Offensively, he has struggled. If they can get him going, it's certainly going to help. That's like stating the obvious. Thanks, Captain Obvious.
1-point game, Ewell.
Defense has really picked up for Purdue, too. They've done a great job keeping teams out of the paint. Except right there.
Clemens, that first step, ran around Thompson. Haas was there to maybe alter that shot, but still Clemens has 2.
Can't you do that on another possession? I'm just making the point about how you play good defense, keeping them the dribble drive out of the paint. You give up a lane and a layup.
Thompson for 3 from the wing, knocks down his second.
And defensively, I'm watching. They are zoning up Isaac Haas. Take a look at Isaac Haas. He's really just zoning up in the paint. Dom Ewell being covered by Caleb Swanigan.
Prince Edwards will check in for Purdue at the next whistle. Shot clock is under 10 for Ewell. In the paint, up and under, no. Swanigan, the rebound, tapped it, decline. Swanigan begging for the ball, has position, the bucket, and the foul.
You make a few three-point shots, you're going to get open post-entry opportunities, and that's what they've got. Spacing has been good. The backside guards are hugged up on the opposite side because they've made some threes. And that opens it up for Caleb Swanigan. Good entry pass, good finish.
Foul was on Wagner, his first, and now Swanigan, former Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana, at the free throw line, shooting 1. Adam Woodbury returns for the Hawkeyes. Uthoff on the floor as Ewell departs. Nicholas Bayer also on the bench.
They got a small lineup for Purdue, too. You don't see this too often. No 7-footer on the floor. I don't even know who we're watching.
Davis hit the deck hard. No whistle now. Davis deflects the pass, and Jock recaptures near the timeline. Jock, as Swanigan hits the deck on the crossover, the miss, and Edwards the rebound. Swanigan slow to get up, and now play is going to be halted as Swanigan is walking towards the bench, but Matt Painter says walk towards the
Take a
front
look
court.
at what happened. I mean, it just seems like he buckled a little on his left knee. Can't tell. Maybe his right knee. Hard to tell what happened. It was a good move. $1 million move, 5-cent shot.
So Swanigan leaves, and A.J. Hammond's back on the floor.
Someone would have turned that into a GIF or a GIF, whatever those things are.
Davis misses the 3, tapped around, still loose, and Wagner.
I think the Iowa guards on the defensive end have to become better rebounders. You have to be very active getting after loose balls. I think the Purdue guards have done a good job rebounding on the offensive end.
That was a concern early on this season for Fran McCaffrey. How would this team rebound? How would they shoot the 3? Well, some of those questions have been answered in the 6-0 Big Ten start. Klein the bounce. Davis went up and rejected out of bounds by Wagner. And with that, we have a timeout here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Good game inside. Pretty day outside. Purdue by 3.
2 to the Harlem Globetrotters, which is a team that, rarely loses that much. But I asked Fran about about this, and he basically said, you know, we wanted to see what our weaknesses would be. That's why we scheduled that team. For what it's worth, they haven't lost a game since December 10th.
You know, I'm just surprised with this team because I questioned the depth. I really didn't think they were deep enough to be this good, especially a top 10 team, but they've shown, I mean, they can play 9-10 bodies.
Entering the weekend, Iowa, you look where they ranked within the conference. Second in scoring, but also third in guarding the three. So there are some good offensive and defensive numbers for the Hawkeyes as the three goes for Ryan Klein, up in the lead to 6.
I don't think we talk enough about Purdue either. I think Purdue's had some tough losses. I mean, Butler's really been struggling as of late. I don't think that's a bad loss, though. At the same time, see a turnover from Gazelle.
And then Jock knocks it down.
But you go back to that Illini loss. That was just an out-of-character game for the Boilermakers. They're a very good team. I still think it's a team that, pending matchups in the NCAA tournament, I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the Final Four.
Jock, a deep 2. And Hammond's the rebound. It's the second rebound to go with 4 points. 4 of Purdue's last 5 baskets have been threes. It's an 8-0 Boilermaker run. Shot clock at 5. Rayfeld Davis to Ryan Klein. Catch and shoot with 2 to shoot. And Gazelle the rebound. Gazelle off the crossover around Hammonds, no, and Klein, the good tap to Hammonds.
Iowa's really struggled. Since the under-12 timeout, they have struggled to get baskets. 2 points in the last 5+ minutes.
Hawkeyes raced down to a 7-0 lead. Thompson's made 2 threes. That one doesn't go. Woodbury saves it to Gazelle. Here's Utah just outside the elbow. Got it to go.
Right, that's
Utah
important.
for 10.
That is really important, not only to get him going, but it snaps a 9-0 run. Purdue has gotten what they wanted offensively. They got the ball inside, kicked it out. They're taking some time, making the defense work, and Iowa has struggled on the offensive end.
Utah now tied with Illinois' Malcolm Hill, leading the league in scoring at nearly 19 a game as Thompson buries his third 3 in the half. Pass deflected, and Gazelle with a good play. The bounce pass to Utah, but then Thompson the active hands, and that kept an easy 2 off the board for Utah.
Thompson was that guy last year. I mean, he really, down the stretch, won a few games for this team. He was kind of the glue guy, the heart and soul, the energy. Him and John Hawkeyes were great. Full court pressure, and he's continuing to do it. He's just developed a 3-point jumper to go.
Now we just got it in, close to a 5-second count, and Painter wanted the call. Purdue by 7. Gazelle off the Woodbury screen. Swanigan back in, defending Utah. Gazelle launches. 3 could not go. It's Hammonds and Swanigan there for the rebound. So miscommunication now. Swanigan on the deck, had possession and got the timeout. Nice job, guys. And some sportsmanship there at the end between Swanigan and Woodbury. So Purdue will have it when we come back. Boilermakers by 7. Timeout in Iowa City. Ohio State coverage begins at 7 Eastern tomorrow on BTN and BTN to go. Out of the timeout, Boilermaker ball up by 7, and Johnny Hill in trouble, trapped, and traveling violation.
And look, that looks a lot like the second half of their game earlier this season, earlier this month. When you walk into a trap in this coffin corner, you got 4 defenders, 2 of them being players, the other 2 being sideline and half-court line. Cannot walk into that spot. That's an immediate trap and usually leads to a turnover.
Zone press that Iowa used a ton, specifically in that second half. A key part of that dramatic turnaround on January 2nd. Utah off along the baseline. Hawkeyes have just 1 basket since the 10:05 mark. Utah, another big shot. He has 13.
Wow, he just lined that one up. Matt Painter said it's like a horse shot where he just lines you up. You have to respect his ability to drive.
Hammond's trying to slam home the dunk. And it's going to be Iowa ball. Iowa fans wanted a foul on Hammonds off the Edwards miss as we look at the Jared Uthoff 3 a moment ago.
I mean, you do. You have to contend. This is good. You up and bottoms. He's shooting that over a 7-1. A.J. Hammonds, too.
Peter Jock for 3. 2 straight for the Hawkeyes.
Talking about coming out of a timeout. Timeout, you get the turnover, 2 straight baskets. Now it crowds back into this.
Edwards, can he answer? He does. Vince Edwards drawing high praise from opposing coaches throughout the league. Fran McCaffrey saying this week that Edwards is on his way to becoming an elite player in this conference. It's a good matchup there, Jock and Davis.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the most physical defender Jock's ever had to face.
Game 1, the first half, it was Davis against Utah. It's been Davis and Jock, and it's going to go the other way. So Purdue has picked up the defensive intensity so far today. A.J. Hammonds, the Boilermakers smiling. Utah rolling early. He has 13. It's a good one in Iowa City. Timeout. And Carver Diamond John so far today, really for both teams, the three-point shot has been effective.
Well, I think the three-point shot's got to be effective, particularly for Iowa to space the floor out, but Purdue's done just as well. Purdue, especially P.J. Thompson, knocking down shots. You need this if you're Iowa. You've got to be able to pull defense away from the basket, make the big guys work, especially with Isaac Haas on the floor.
Tom Ewell knocked one down earlier. Both teams have made 6 threes. Utah has 3 made threes, 13 points to lead all scorers. As we see the Hawkeyes pick up the full court pressure out of the timeout. Johnny Hill, the handoff to Edwards. Down low it goes, and Hammonds fouled. And that's going to be on Uthoff, and that'll be his second. Let's check in now with Mike Hall.
Corey, in that last timeout, Matt Painter had 2 main messages for his team. One, on defense, he wanted them to be more aggressive, and specifically, he wanted Raphael Davis to be tighter on Peter Jock. Offensively, his main focus was make the second cut.
Mike, thank you. You know, you've become so accustomed to seeing Raphael Davis always guard the opposing team's best player. And as we said a moment ago, John, the first matchup, first half, that was the case. It was Davis on Utah. But today, to begin, it was Davis on Jock.
Well, I think Jock has shown that if he gets going, this is a very dangerous Iowa Hawkeye team. So you have to take that really second option. I thought he was the third option on this team, but as the second leading scorer and a guy who continues to put up numbers, really the second option.
Anthony Clemens coming off a career-high 20-point game. Shot clock under 10. Woodbury off the fake. Clemens, Iowa has to hurry, and they got it off in time, and the missed 3 from Clemens. And now Clemens, the near steal, went for the ball instead. Purdue has it. Down low, Swanigan bumped by Ewell and a foul before the shot.
That's just good defense. That's really good defense for Purdue, and great job by Raphael Davis fighting over screens. I think kids out there, you let yourselves get screened, you don't fight over the top. Well, Raphael Davis does it.
Purdue with 4. That was the first on Ewell.
I love that. Split them up. Hey, stop touching each other.
Hammonds around Woodbury. Nope. Offensive foul. That swim move. Second on Hammonds.
Now they're calling that more and more the hook. And you're going to see it. We got a great look at it. Yep. Gets the arm around. You ain't cheating. You ain't trying, right?
Seems like officials are calling that more and more.
Well, look, if you're going to put the pressure on the defenders in the post not to foul, you can't give an advantage to the offensive players being able to hook like that.
Jock was 7. The bounce, Woodbury with the left hand, no, but a foul. And this is going to be on Caleb Swanigan. And that'll be his first and Purdue's 5th team foul.
The problem with Woodbury's finish here, I mean, if he just gets it and goes up strong, he's may have a chance to actually make that and one. Tries to flip it up, maybe put a little English on it, not going to get that thing to go.
Woodbury, a good free throw shooter at around 82%. Iowa's a team in the mid-70s. Stay tuned at the half for the State Farm halftime report. Dave Revson, Mike DeCourcy, and Sean Morris break down our first half and recap the weekend around the conference. Woodbury splits the 2. Michigan State snapped a 3-game losing streak last night. That was a great game, knocking off Maryland and East Lansing. Brent Forbes played huge in that game. Costello, despite the sprained ankle.
He's amazing.
Swanigan fades on Ewell. Thompson runs down the rebound.
He's unreal, man. He's everywhere. It's not about blocking out. You don't have to block out a guard. You just have to engage. Engage with it. Keep him from running through and getting a clear path to get that offensive rebound.
Battle Haas and Woodbury inside. Now Haas has it as Woodbury slipped. It was good defense for a while by Woodbury. Then just before the pass went inside, Woodbury slipped, gave Haas just a brief moment of freedom.
Because when you get tired, it is impossible to play defense early. And you got to play defense early, meaning stay in position at all times to take away that entry pass. Once they catch it, you're almost done.
1-and-1 for Isaac Haas, and that one spun out. Haas, much improvement at the free throw line this season. A year ago in the mid-50s, he's over to 70% this season. Jock off the screen from Woodbury for 3. And Haas lost it. Swanigan could not save it. Now that was in the hands of Haas. Then Swanigan had a chance, but Iowa will get it. 1:03 to play and a fresh 30 on the shot clock.
How about this lineup right now? Nicholas Baer, Ellingson, Ewell, Adam Woodbury, and Mike Cassell. This is not a lineup I would have thought would be a top 10 lineup in the country, but they have shown us a little something.
See why he's not playing Utah. 2 fouls. Save him from picking up his 3rd with under a minute to go in the half. Gazelle, deep 2 over Thompson. Edwards tapped, and it came down to Woodbury and scores. Another missed chance for Purdue, and that time Woodbury capitalized.
He went straight up. Good job by Woodbury picking up the loose ball, going straight up to the rim.
Two-point game. And this will be a foul on Isaac Haas. Haas not agreeing with the call as he and Woodbury once again were battling inside, and Haas has just been charged with his 2nd foul.
I said it early, I could never play in the post. I mean, you got 2 big bodies fighting for position, and yeah, they touch each other. They're locked up. Probably a foul. He's got his hand around his arm. It's just so hard. I think a lot of people look at that and say, well, don't do that. Well, it's easier said than done.
Well, play has been halted. Gene Steratore and Bo Borowski, 2 of our officials, at the very end of that play. Haas's right elbow came up high near the face, near the neck area of Woodbury, and this is what they're going to look at right now. So watch at the very end. Didn't get a good look there.
Nothing there. Nothing there. Play on. Play on. We've had a good half. 26 seconds left. Play on. Good acting job by Adam Woodbury, though. Gave him a little la-di-da-di, almost a little flop. Look at that. Come on. Come on, man.
This would be a good look here.
Come on, man. No, nothing there. Nothing there. It's an
Underneath
act.
the chin and the neck area. As we look at what the officials are looking here, flagrant 1, flagrant 2. The difference, flagrant 2, ejection. Flagrant 1, 2 shots and the ball. Gene Steratore is going to come over and tell us and say it's just a common foul. It was, yes, the elbow got rather high, but we're going to rule that it was not enough to warrant a flagrant foul, so just a common foul on Haas.
They're close to warranting a flopping foul.
which is in the rules this year. Teams can be assessed a technical foul if the officials deem that a flop did occur.
I like this. It actually gives Iowa a chance to set up a little something, execute late game situation.
Gazelle with 5. Gazelle with 3. Woodbury can't hang on. Edwards lets it go. 3/4 court and is online just short. With that, we are at the half. Well, on January 2nd, Purdue led the Hawkeyes by 17 at the break. Iowa then stormed back for a signature win, winning by 7. Here in round 2, the Boilermakers once again have the lead. It's a 2-point advantage for the Boilermakers, 35.
Describe his defense on Peter Jock.
Well, he's done a good job. You know, they're holding each other, I think, at times, but he's got to do a good job showing his hands and just sticking with him. When you give Jock a little separation or get going, he gets into that flow. He's dangerous because he can change a game with 2 or 3 threes in a row.
What most needs to change for you guys in this second half?
Well, not turn the ball over. You know, we had 8 turnovers. We thought we did a really good job on the glass, but we can't finish this game with 16 turnovers. We shot the ball well from 3, but so did they. We got to do a good job of getting a good shot every single time down and not hurry. We got in a hurry a couple times, and we just got to have quality possessions.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, thank you.
Back over to you, Cord.
All right, Mike, thank you. You can see where Matt Painter's coming from regarding turnovers. Before this one today, the last 2 games combined, Purdue 10 turnovers, 8 in the first half alone here today.
I think some of the things they've done offensively has helped, as you see, looking to go inside against Jacob Utah, or Jared Utah, excuse me.
Off the miss, offensive rebound came out to Johnny Hill. Utah 13 points to lead all scores, the only player in double figures so far.
Jared Utah has those 2 fouls, and it seems as if they're trying to get him his 3rd.
Here's turnover number 9. Clemens driving and scoring.
Where he's at his best. Turning defense into offense. How did I call a Wooden Award candidate there by the wrong name? If I don't know Jared Utah. Jeez, mighty.
These things happen. Don't worry about it. Time for the 3rd time today. Swanigan the miss. Woodbury clears. Utah left open. Could have shot that instead. Hammonds comes up defensively. Gazelle for 3 from the wing. Gazelle was 0-4 before that shot. Did not score against Rutgers on Thursday. His first field goal is a big one. Puts the Hawkeyes up by 3.
Oh, we know Gazelle can score the basketball. Good to get him a good look. A little confidence going on this early in the second half.
And a whistle as Hammonds was battling. Foul's going to be called on Anthony Clemens.
That's a great job by Gazelle, just probing all the way to the ball, coming behind. Defense all in the paint. Eyes on Jared Utah.
Edwards driving. Can't get it to go. And this is going the other way. Woodbury loving it. Has the ball now on his feet. Tapped the chest a few times. Foul on Purdue.
I like the good, simple move. Vince Edwards getting to the basket, but a big man, strong move, strong rebound by Adam Woodbury.
Foul was on Edwards. Utah. Utah for 16. Preseason All-Big Ten selection. Timeout, Purdue. And Gazelle knocking down his first 3 today, and then Jared Utah. His 4th 3 going down a moment ago. He's got a game-high 16 points. Iowa, an 8-0 run. Adam Woodbury and the Hawkeyes leading. Not even 2 minutes gone by here in the second half.
If you're a Boilermaker fan, you look at that and say, look, bring a little effort, take that away. Well, he's pretty versatile. He can put the ball on the floor and make plays.
Davis in trouble. Oh, and nearly went over and back. Edwards, the floater in the paint, got it to go.
That's a big-time move. It's good defense by the Hawkeyes, forcing that ball, getting that coffin corner. Something that hurt the Purdue Boilermakers earlier this month.
Edwards has 9. Mentioned the 8-0 run this half. Going back to the late moments of the first half was an 11-0 run, all from seniors. A.J. Thompson, 9 first half points. side it goes. Woodbury deflected it out of bounds. It's going to be Iowa ball, and Edwards is down.
Good aggressive play by Adam Woodbury, but definitely a tough collision over there by the Purdue bench. Right knee.
So it's going to be Iowa ball. No foul called. And Edwards grabbing at that right knee, right leg right away. And he is still on the ground. And keep in mind, the Purdue bench is minus a key cog today. Kendall point threat for the Boilermakers. Not here today, as Edwards is going to come out and get some attention on that right leg.
And for Edwards, you hope it's more about a bruise, a contusion, and nothing structural.
So Dakota Mathias checks in as Edwards is on the bench. 4-point game, Utah. The feed to Woodbury. That looked like shot the entire time. Utah found Woodbury.
That's great execution, and here you see the extended pressure.
Davis trapped in trouble, and a near steal by Gazelle. Mathias for three from the wing. Too strong. Swanigan, Utah battle for the rebound. Instead, it's Peter Jock. The senior Clemens. Now to Utah. Leads it. Woodbury, two more.
Jared Utah, yes, he can score, but he's also a playmaker. He draws defense. You have to respect his ability to score from all over the court.
His third assist. Mathias driving and scoring. Meanwhile, Iowa wasting little time. And the senior is going to be charged for a second foul.
You got to like the execution. I mean, Jared Utah, you have to respect his ability to score. Here he is down low. You're going to see him come up on the curl screen. As we roll it, two defenders, bad communication. Go with the shooter. Great dump down, easy basket for Adam Woodbury. Great execution by the playmaker.
Adam Woodbury, a big hand as he leaves. Mike Gazelle also coming out. Ellingston and Ewell on the floor for Iowa. First time in the second half for both. Six-point game, 4 minutes gone by. Swanigan fading, shooting over Utah.
That's where you'd like to see Swanigan get strong with that. Make a strong move to the basket, especially with Jared Utah with 2 fouls.
Now 2 of 7. Utah! Around Swanigan and the left-hand hammer.
I'm sitting here saying Caleb Swanigan needs to get strong. Well, Jared Utah just showed him what strong is.
Rayfeld Davis walked. Purdue turns it over for the 11th time. This crowd is all fired up, and Jared Utah is leading the way. Round 2, Hawkeyes, Boilermakers, timeout. Iowa
With the opposite hand at the rim. He continues to impress, and it's not just making shots, also his playmaking ability. It's knowing how to play with 2 fouls and then attack when he has opportunities.
Speaking of attacking, he did that as Swanigan at the top of the key. He could have, settled for a long shot there. He said, I'm going to work this freshman off the dribble. Got around him. And that dunk. Good sign there for Purdue. Vince Edwards back on the floor.
Sort of. He's got to cover Jared Utah.
There's Jock met by Davis, and now Utah. With 18 points, going to make it 20. Edwards seems to be running well, end-to-end and scores. Edwards has 11, first Purdue player in double figures.
Yes, that knee's all right. Turned on the Jets there, got the 5th gear.
Ellingston for 3. First points this half from a Hawkeye from a non-senior. Foul is on Iowa. Mike Hall a moment ago was listening to a huddle. Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, Matt's main concern with his team was that they're not getting enough stops on defense, and his basic point was the way we do that is by being more aggressive defensively.
All right, Mike, thank you. Foul on Peter Jock, his second. Davis lost it. Edwards with 10 on Ellingson, shooting over Ewell. Didn't get the roll. The tap from Davis, no. And it's tapped out. It'll be Iowa ball.
You got to like good execution. They've had good execution. And if you set screens, here you're going to see Dakota Mathias covered up Dom Ewell. You should switch out on that. You've got to see what's happening. Forcing A.J. Hammonds away from the basket. Iowa just taking advantage of a little miscommunication defensively.
Hawkeyes 9 of 16 shooting the 3 today. Ellingson has 2. Now guarded by Hammonds.
Really doing a great job screening the baseline, forcing the Boilermakers to switch out. Now you got A.J. Hammonds again away from the basket.
Nicholas Baer for 3. The preferred walk-on. His 18th made 3. Hawkeyes by 12, their largest lead today. And a whistle away from the ball. Quiets this sold-out crowd briefly.
I think Matt Painter's right. You do have to get more physical on defense because they are executing to perfection. I mean, you get mismatches to the point where you got A.J. Hammonds away from the basket. That's just a big-time shot. Good defense, just a better shot.
Bayer had a good game. First time these two teams played in West Lafayette. 7 points, 4 rebounds in only 16 minutes. As Utah comes out, Clemens comes out. There is Bayer from Bettendorf, Iowa, just about an hour away from Iowa City. Had a chance to play on scholarship, Division II offers, but came here as a preferred walk-on. He has really been a nice piece for Fran McCaffrey this season. Mathias had his pass deflected by Wagner. Another Purdue turnover. Ewell trailing, catching for 3. Made at least 10, and with that, John, the Hawkeyes have their biggest lead today.
They have been tremendous, and Dom Ewell, I said he could really be a difference maker because of that 5 position, being able to pull the bigs away. His ability to shoot the 3 changes the dynamic of this team.
Ewell has made 2 threes, 8 points in all, and Purdue only has 1 timeout remaining in this game. As the foul is committed by Bayer near the half-court line. That'll be his first.
He did everything right up until that point. And Fran McCaffrey just said, hey, just keep your hands wide. No need to touch him. I like when they extend their defense. It really is. Helps pick up the tempo, and it favors Iowa.
Edwards driving on Bayer, and 1. Edwards has 13, leading Purdue. He'll be at the line for a 3-point chance.
And you get defense in a scramble closeout position, and Matt Baer doesn't have the foot speed to be able to close out, get low, slide the feet, and take away that drive.
Edwards, a good free throw shooter, 83%. Sophomore from Middletown, Ohio.
I say Nicholas Baer doesn't. Look, there's a lot of guys in college basketball. Most guys can't close out. Offensive players are so good. Everyone here is on scholarship, or else you're a preferred walk-on. I went to high school with a guy named Matt Baer. Or college with Matt Baer, and I got him in my head.
Shot clock's under 10. Ellingson. O'Leary missed this half of the Hawkeyes from beyond the arc. Thompson. He'll pull up outside the foul line. Thompson now with 11.
I like that shot. Getting the defense to retreat to the paint, pulling up 10, 15 feet.
Thompson coming off that solid game against Ohio State. Came off the bench for the 6th straight game today. He has 11 points off the bench. Pass deflected. Ellingson captures. Now Gazelle resets. Gazelle Under the basket with 4. And Ellingson can't save it, and a good defensive stand that time for Purdue. Fran McCaffrey sees his team turn it over for just the 6th time today. 10-point game. Women's Hoops is back with a doubleheader. Purdue takes on Iowa, then Northwestern hosting Indiana. Coverage at 3 Eastern on BTN and BTN to go. Those games follow us. Thompson lost it off his foot, but first he shoved Gazelle to the floor, and that'll be a foul on Thompson, his first, and the second this half.
Hey, he gave him a little beast mode, a little stiff arm there. Just get off me, and dribbles it off his foot. I think that last defensive possession for Purdue was key, though. You know, you had Woodbury, Uthoff, and Jock coming back into the game. That was important for them to get a stop. Would have been even better if they could have had a good offensive possession.
Woodbury back on the floor, trying to curl a pass to Uthoff, and he's held by Edwards. And that'll be the second foul on Edwards. That'll take us to a timeout. Purdue and Iowa, round 2. Hawkeyes 6-0 in league play. Purdue 5-2, and 28 points, including some huge free throws at the end of regulation, also in overtime. And Illini won at the farm. Woodbury has 9, and the Hawkeyes lead by 12. Speaking of Minnesota, the Gophers host Purdue Wednesday at the barn. You can see that game here on BTN. Swanigan hustling, way off. Good defense, Woodbury, Hawkeye ball.
What a good defense by Woodbury. Keeping the hands up. Look, that's a battle down low. It's hard to not foul. It really takes a lot of effort not to foul. I think that's a good battle. They ain't gotten away with a little one. I like the no call, though. Good, it's a contact sport.
Fran McCaffrey telling us earlier today that Woodbury's done such a better job of staying out of foul trouble. It's something you don't see in the stat line too often, but it's a noticeable improvement in that important area, because Iowa doesn't have a ton of that kind of size.
Well, I think you can also spell him with Dom Ewell, and the better Dom Ewell's playing, the easier it's going to be for Adam Woodbury to stay out of foul trouble.
Edwards 14 points, and now a turnover. Peter John in one. The foul, but I think the hardest person hit was our crew underneath the basket.
A great steal in transition. Peter Jock hasn't really gotten going in the second half. Gets a little bump. Finds a way to finish right into your living room. Cameraman needs to do some core work to get back up.
14th Purdue turnover. At the break, Purdue led by 2, 35-33. Haas out of it, partially blocked by Utah. Who leads the conference in that category.
There are times where you can tell when Isaac Haas is making a play.
Gazelle ran out of room, bodies flying all over. Davis, the run out. Edwards driving on Ewell, can't hit. Offensive rebound. Ryan Klein left wide open. That's how it's gone this half for Purdue.
For Iowa, when you see Isaac Haas is trying to make a play to score, they dig down hard. When they've done that, they've had great success.
Purdue made 6 threes in the first half. They have not hit on one this half. Ewell with the advantage on Klein. Instead, Utah off the fade. Foul is going to be on Woodbury. And that's his third. As Woodbury stays on the floor, picking up his third foul.
You asked that question, though. How do you play without fouling? It is so hard. Regardless of the size of Adam Woodbury, you're going up against a complete redwood. And Isaac Haas, you can't move the guy. You're fighting for position. Very hard not to foul. I think it comes down to a coach doing a good job of limiting minutes or making sure you have fresh legs, because you got to be in good shape and have fresh legs to fight around that.
See, Purdue with the bonus. That was the 7th team foul on the Hawkeyes. This is a 1-and-1 for Isaac Haas. And he's missed 2 here today. Haas, in fact, is yet to score. Ahmad Wagner played some good minutes in the first half. Peter Jock, tough 2. Doesn't matter, he's got 11.
How about the set offenses from Iowa? They set great screens. They're patient. Players receiving the screen, wait for the screen to be set. That's why you don't see illegal screen fouls. Been impressive.
You can't ignore the production Jock providing in conference games this year compared to last year. As Klein misses another 3, Haas taps it out, and Rafael Davis resets. But Jock is scoring roughly 9 points more per game in Big Ten play this year than he was a year ago. That's a huge difference, a huge jump in scoring.
Well, I mean, it's work, it's effort. It's also understanding that you're going to have opportunities because of the personnel you have on the floor. A guy like Jared Uthoff is going to draw a lot of defense, and if you can make open shots, you're going to be in a good place.
Peter Jock picking up his 3rd foul, so still a 1-and-1. 8th team foul, Rafael Davis. Another miss. Purdue now 4 of 7 at the foul line. Utah begging for the ball. Defended by Davis. Lost it. Ellingson got it back. Ellingson has 8 points off the bench for the Hawkeyes. Purdue has missed its last 5 from the field, and now Haas fouled on Wagner. So we go back to the Ellingson bucket a moment ago.
Sometimes the best play is a broken play. That's usually the thing you hear in the NFL, but that one certainly worked out for Ellingson. I like the fact that Ellingson's been aggressive. You can see it in his eyes. He's looking for a shot, really seeking out an open look.
Haas holds 2 at the line, a 1-and-1. This one goes. Haas 7'2", 282, and those size 22 shoes.
It's ridiculous.
22.
He's got big guy problems, man. Can't find jeans. I got average guy problems.
Rafael Davis dislodging Wagner. And Davis picks up his 2nd. That'll be team foul number 6 on Purdue.
When you're a big guy, no one carries your sizes. When you're average like me, your sizes are always sold out. So I guess we got the same issues.
I'm going to ask him about that. Sounds like a good episode of The Journey. John Crispin's problems. Ewell crossing over Edwards. Too strong off the glass, and it's going to be knocked out. Purdue ball.
We haven't talked about shot blockers at all today. They're 2 of the best shot blockers in the country. One, the obvious, A.J. Hammonds. Nothing gets let by him. 300 blocks in his career. The other one's Jared Uthoff, 56 blocks on the season.
And Hammonds has led the conference in blocks 3 straight years, but not this year. It's been Uthoff. Klein. Everything was good but the finish. Hammonds the rebound and a foul. Ellingson the foul, and Hammonds will be at the line.
Yeah, I think it's gotten tougher and tougher for A.J. Hammonds because they know what you're going to get. They keep the ball away from him. Just been very active on the offensive end, too. I think that's where he's really stepped up his game to the point where he is legitimately a top, I'd say, first-round pick in the NBA. I think a lot of NBA teams would salivate to have a guy like A.J. Hammonds step on their team.
Hammonds over his career has surpassed 800 rebounds, 300 blocks. Only the 5th Big Ten player to do that. More than 800 rebounds and 300 blocks. In that group, by the way, someone from the Hawkeyes, and a good one at that, A.C. Earl, also part of that impressive group. More than 800 rebounds and 300 blocks, and Hammonds in that group. Clemens backs it up, defended by Johnny Hill. Uthoff squares up Edwards. Spins along the baseline. 20 for Utah.
It is just so methodical, but just, it kills you.
It's
So good about what he does.
His 10th 20-point game this season, and that takes us to a timeout. The sold-out crowd is loving it. Hawkeyes were down 2 at halftime, but Iowa has been surging from Wooden Award watch list. Utah, Tremble, LeVert, Valentine. Some good names on there. I think you and I both agree it's surprising that Yogi Ferrell's not in that group.
Oh, it's definitely missing one. There's a guy who's certainly gotten better and better throughout his career.
A foul. The crowd wanted to walk. Instead, Hammonds was fouled. That will halt play with 7:21 to go. And Woodbury.
Look, it's a foul, but there's only so much you can do. It's really tough. I mean, I really credit Adam Woodbury. He's got the hand on him. That's what they're calling him for. There's only so much you can do down there. Good defense. Just getting him on the hand.
The 4th foul on Woodbury. Down Ewell at the scores table. And Ewell will come in. Woodbury will leave.
I think Woodbury's been great. He's played with a lot of energy. He's fighting. He's not going to give you a ton offensively, and I don't think they expect that from him.
9 points, 9 rebounds today for Woodbury. Both of those numbers have come here in the second half. Now Jock trying to pop free along the baseline. Davis, though, with good defense along the baseline. Ewell hands it off for Gazelle with 5. Gazelle blocked by Hammonds. Good defensive trip for the Boilermakers. Can they convert on the offensive end? Ryan Klein for 3. Up until that, the Boilermakers' last basket, last field goal came at the 12:40 mark. You see those numbers there now. The Boilermakers get it back. Johnny Hill with the layup. Timeout called. 6:28 to go. Do the Boilermakers have a run left? We'll find out. Iowa has led by as many as 19, but a 7-0 Purdue run. Out of the timeout, Clemens fouled by Davis.
And that's the way you go at pressure. You attack it. Forget throwing the ball lackadaisically back and forth. Attack the pressure. Get yourself to the foul line. Good, clean, hard foul.
Clemens 0 of 2 at the line here today, and this has not been a strength for the senior. Clemens shooting 62%. Right on cue, he makes that one look easy.
He's been a great defender, though.
Yeah.
I mean, those are guys you can build a successful program around. You have all these key players like your Jared Uthoff and your Peter Jock right now, but with a guy like Clemens, you take him off the floor. This is a completely different team.
Ryan Klein quickly passes out of the trap. A.J. Thompson passed up the 3. Hammonds got it inside and scored.
That's great passing. Ping, ping, ping. Move the ball quickly. Get the defense to scramble. And get the ball inside. One-on-one ISO opportunity.
Hammonds now with 10. Gazelle to Utah. Leads everybody with 20 points. Jared Utah.
This is where Iowa's done a good job. Getting into a set, executing offensively.
Dom Ewell off the screen for 3, an air ball. And Purdue will have it. 5:37 to play, down by 12 as we look at the work from A.J. Hammonds a moment ago.
Well, good ball movement, gets the defense chasing, gets them in scramble mode. You have one man covering A.J. Hammonds in the post.
Purdue right now with some three-point weapons on the floor. Here's one right now. Ryan Klein, an air ball. Ewell the rebound. Peter Jock will pull up, shooting over. Davis, he got it to go. Jock with 13.
I told you how much I love that shot. Transition pull-up jumpers. To me, that's a high percentage shot, for some guys at least.
Go to Matthias for checking the next whistle. Davis causing the action and a foul, so that will stop the clock. 4:53 to play, and 2 free throws coming up for Rafael Davis. And Gazelle picks up his second.
Peter Jock's shooting the ball with a lot of confidence. Doesn't need a lot of space, and those are guys who are dangerous. Because you think you're covering him tightly, and he still pulls a shot in front of your face, much like Jared Uthoff's done tonight as well.
Averaging over 20 points his last 3 games. Jock has 13 on 6 of 11 shooting. Caleb Swanigan back on the floor for Purdue. Matthias returns. Ryan Klein comes out. A.J. Hammonds comes out. 162nd all-time meeting between these two programs. Purdue leads the all-time season series, but the Hawkeyes have won 3 of the last 4. Body's falling down underneath, and it's going to be a foul on Iowa. It's on Jock, and that's his 4th.
That should just be a timeout. Hey, let's just blow the whistle and stop, because that was just a bad collision. Not sure exactly what happened down low. We'll take a look at it. They just ran into each other.
Jock and Swanigan. You see Swanigan indicating that he was shoved, and that's what the officials saw. And Jock 4 fouls. He and Woodbury both 4 fouls.
That looked like one of the Patriots' pick plays. Which they don't
nearly carried. He got away with one there. Davis in traffic and scores. Davis now with 6. And a foul called on P.J. Thompson. Matt Painter's team picks up team foul number 9. This is a 1-and-1 for Mike Gazelle.
And Iowa's got to remember how they came back and beat Purdue. So you're going to watch Purdue play the same way Iowa did in the second half. Pick up that pressure, try to get steals, make some threes to get back in this game.
I want to correct something. That's now 18 fouls on Purdue, not 9. Rolled out, and Edwards position on Baird. Edwards has provided a spark today with 14 points, but now Davis lost it. Turnover number 15.
He didn't lose it. Mike Gazelle took it from him. That's great defense. Keeping his hands high. Davis brought the ball down for a split second, and Mike Gazelle made a great play.
Hawkeyes averaging 7 steals per game. And they've matched that here today. And a whistle inside and a foul on Purdue. And that'll take us to the under 4 media timeout. Matt Painter and the Boilermakers are Utah shooting as play resumes. And the Hawkeyes, much like they did January 2nd in West Lafayette, the second half numbers are comparable. Look at those numbers. Shooting the ball here in the second half, a lot like what they did, John, a few weeks back.
January 2nd game was a sense of urgency, and they really made shots, and they got turnovers and turned them into points. But here, it's been great execution.
Matthias over Clemens along the baseline. Matthias now with 4. And a turnover. Edwards, the floater. So 4 quick points in a matter of seconds for Purdue, and it's a 10-point game.
That's a tough position for Nicholas Baird to be in, throwing the ball inbounds under the basket. You've got to remember that made basket, you can move.
And Mike Gazelle was trying to get the timeout, but could not, and a 5-second count. He's going to give the ball back to Purdue. Gazelle was indicating if he wanted that timeout, and it was not granted.
I don't understand how you don't give him the timeout. He was asking for it.
Well, there's that live ball action. Now the coach can no longer call that timeout, but players can.
I thought he clearly requested a timeout right there in front of him in time. Regardless, Purdue basketball.
So Matthias gets it into Edwards.
Little zone out of bounds underneath here for Iowa.
Davis for three. Purdue needed that. The miss, and Gazelle the rebound and a foul. Purdue now 1 of 6 from 3 this half.
If you take a look at this, it appears as if the count starts. Doesn't have the ball yet, and the count starts before he picks up the ball. That's not a 5-second violation, and Mike Gazelle's asking for the timeout. We're all out of sorts right here. It's going to be a lane violation on Iowa.
So just one shot, and both teams in the double bonus. How about that? Just one shot, and Gazelle misses it, and Edwards the rebound position on Utah.
Well, it's one shot on the lane violation. Opportunity here for Purdue.
Matthias for three. Clemens, great position on Swanigan, the rebound, and now Swanigan commits the foul.
That's a big-time rebound by Clemens. Engaged with obviously a much bigger player, fighting for position, rises, gets the ball at its peak. That's a strong rebound. 9 times out of 10, that goes to Caleb Swanigan.
It's the third foul on Swanigan, so 2 shots for Anthony Clemens. Now 2 of 5 at the line today as Ryan Klein returns and Rayfeld Davis departs. Purdue has gotten as close as 10 on a few occasions this half, but just can't bring the deficit down to the single digits. Swanigan can hit that shot, and he misses that 3. Utah poked free, but grabbed it. Swanigan's made 16 threes this year, and now Utah in trouble, and Woodbury helps him out. And Swanigan's going to be called for his 4th foul. Basket won't count.
I was going to have to make some foul shots to close this thing out. You know, when Adam Woodbury gets the ball, they're probably going to look to foul. Don't want that ball getting back to Gazelle or Utah, or even Peter Jock.
Woodbury 1 of 2 at the line today.
I was not sure about this Iowa team, and it's still a little premature to talk about them winning this game. There's a lot of time left, but very impressed with how they can win in a variety of ways. They can play slow, they can execute in the half court, they can pick up, play tempo. I think their bench support has been great.
Edwards got Clemens up. Clemens the rebound. Jock running the floor. Bobble got it back, and it's spun out. Thompson got Jock up and made him pay with that second attempt, and Thompson hits his 4th 3. 14 points in all for P.J. Thompson, and Purdue takes its last timeout.
Thompson's become one heck of a shooter. And initially, I thought, oh, he just made a couple open looks. That's a big-time shot right there. Pump, fake, sidestep, on dribble, bottoms.
Let's take a look at our auto owners game leaders with a minute 54 to play in this one. Utah 22 points, Edwards 16. Numbers on Peter Jock, 6 of 12. They've had to go through some tough teams to get to 7-0.
I've just been impressed with the consistency, the versatility. I mean, they can, like I said, they can win in a variety of ways. They execute well. They defend well. They've been consistent with the effort. I think, if anything, the worst in terms of the effort that they had was at Rutgers, but they still scored enough points to win. I think they start games quickly. They've just been impressive all around.
Foul was on Thompson. 2 shots here for Gazelle.
You know, and even earlier in the game, where I don't think anyone would have looked at the lineup that they had with Ellingson, Dom Ewell, Gazelle, Nicholas Bear on the floor, and you go, oh, yeah, this is a top 10 team. I mean, earlier this season, we didn't know enough about these guys to be able to make that kind of statement. And they've certainly shown me a lot. Not only is their top 5 as good as advertised, everyone who comes in and contributes at a high level.
Edwards 3 more, his second 3, 19 for Vince Edwards. 8-point game. Just over 90 seconds to play, and Ryan Klein fouls Mike Gazelle with a minute 35 to play.
Well, you got to be careful if you're Iowa, just sitting back in his zone, giving up easy looks from the three. Got to get out over top those screens. Can't get screened against the zone. Those high ball screens always open up three opportunities.
And a missed free throw here for the Hawkeyes. Iowa now 12 of 21 at the line in this game. Gazelle 2 of 6. Klein to bounce. Hammonds had it, lost it, and now Clemens. And he's fouled.
Hammonds is going to want that one back. It's a great feed, just bounced up a little high on him.
Thompson charged for his 4th foul.
Kind of an unorthodox there, just a little bit out away from his body. Still want to reel that one in.
So Anthony Clemens, 3 of 6 at the line today. Iowa averaging 82 per game. They have reached 80. Klein blocked by Jock.
The effort's still there from the Hawkeyes. Still 11-point game. You've got to be able to close these games out. That's what makes you a top 10 team. If you can close out close games, especially against a great team like Purdue. Purdue is no slouch.
Iowa seeking its 13th straight Big Ten regular season win dating back to last year. Hammonds the rebound but the miss. And Clemens fouled by Matthias with 68 seconds to play. That's an amazing number. This would be 13 consecutive Big Ten regular season wins.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. Again, there were so many questions about this team, and I wasn't alone in this group. You know that you're starting 4 seniors and a junior, but what do you have in terms of depth? What do you have in terms of backup support if you have foul trouble? Well, they've shown that the starters don't really have to play 35, 38 minutes to win basketball games. They can play 28, 30 minutes, and they're going to win against very good teams.
Under a minute to play. Matthias from deep. The miss. Woodbury the rebound. His 10th rebound and a foul. With 55.9 to play, Adam Woodbury will walk slowly to the foul line. This sold-out crowd loving it.
Look, I got to say about Adam Woodbury, too. He may be limited at times offensively, but I think his energy and effort is ultimately what makes him so good. You're not going to feed him the ball against A.J. Hammonds. He's going to break him down, Akeem Olajuwon style. But his energy and effort have been so high. That's what makes him so effective. Last week, he went full court with the length of the court with the ball through one down. This place went nuts.
Double-double for Woodbury. 13 points, 10 rebounds. Women's basketball follows us, Iowa and Purdue. Game 1 of 2 women's games coming up here on BTN. Thompson, the floater in the paint. Thompson now with 16. Purdue will be back on the road Wednesday as they take on Minnesota at the Barn. Iowa, tough game looming next for the Hawkeyes. They're in Maryland, taking on the Terps on Thursday. And now a steal. Thompson splitting defenders up the floor. Matthias with 30, and he was out of bounds.
You think Iowa's intimidated at all by that? Going to Maryland? I don't think so. They're sitting there going, well, we took care of Michigan State twice.
And
with
Purdue,
and without Denzel.
and Purdue is
twice.
So good at home.
You sweep Purdue and Michigan State this year. That's something special.
Shot clock is off. Hawkeyes can hold. Purdue led by 2 at halftime. But then it was a 14-4 run to start the second half for the Hawkeyes. All 14 points from seniors.
There's a reason why this is a top 10 team. They are every bit a top 10 team in the nation.
Hawkeyes will be 7-0 in the Big Ten for the first time since the 1969-70 season. Fran McCaffrey, Matt Painter shake hands. 13 straight Big Ten wins, and the Hawkeyes win by 12, knocking off Purdue 83-71.
Got to be happy if you're Fran McCaffrey. Love the effort, consistency, versatility. That's what makes this team so good.
So that'll do it now from Iowa City. For John Crispin, Corey Provis saying so long. Again, the final, Iowa 83, Purdue 71. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Big Ten Network. Right now, let's get it out to West Lafayette. Women's basketball coming up. It's Iowa and Purdue. Kevin Lee and Stephanie Elmite with the call. Good afternoon on BTN.